I want to touch on something, black culture, right? As we talk about black identity and who owns black culture. So let's get a little spicy here, right?
The people who pay the rappers.
So
that was easy.
there was this guy named Kanye West who got into a little bit of trouble for speaking his views on the culture and who owned it and things that he didn't like, right? But if you look at, just the reality of it, when it comes to music, who owns the record labels, when it comes to a lot of the social media platforms, when it comes to radio, movies, a lot of things that affect black culture, they seem to be owned or ran by Jewish people. First and foremost, I would like your opinion. How did that come about? And do you think that's true that Jewish people do have a lot of control, at least financially and from a conglomerate point of view, over black culture, hip hop, rap, everything, movies in between? What's your thoughts on that?
Sure. So how Jews got to that position, those that did, Jews came to America, and even before they were in America, where they were in Europe, they were normally barred from joining certain industries. So they start their own. That's really what happened with Hollywood, for example. Jews were barred from joining the film industry, so they started their own. And they became so successful that the other ones dwindled out, and then you have primarily the Jewish-owned film studios. So that's how that started. It's funny because in Europe, it was when it was run by Christians, it was run by the church. It's also against the Torah for Jews to charge tax to another Jew or interest. The same thing with the church. The church can't charge interest to Christians, but Jews can't, and the church can charge Jews interest. So they made the term scapegoat. Literally comes from a Jewish ritual from the temple days, but the term now is associated with the way that Jewish people were scapegoated in Europe, that the church needed the tax of the people, and so they made the Jews become the tax collectors, because the Jews could do that. So what they do is they always end up being in the in-between, basically. They're not the oppressed masses, but they're also not the oppressor. So that being this scapegoat forced Jewish people into that space. So when you come to America and you look at the way Jews are engaged in with the record labels, for example, white supremacists blame Jews for elevating black culture and making it mainstream. So depending on what side of the coin you're looking at.
Hold on. Let's touch on that. Are you saying that white supremacy is mad at the Jewish culture for giving the black culture a platform?
Correct.
And pushing black culture?
Correct.
Wow.
It's where square dancing became a thing. Because jazz was really picking up. All the bars, the clubs, everybody was doing black music, black dancing. White people were doing it. And so white supremacists were blaming Jews because Jews were the ones who were giving platform to black culture. Now, are you familiar with SoundCloud?
Yeah.
A lot of people would like to make the assumption that were people outside of the black culture not involved in what's mainstream in the music industry, then it'd look completely different. It wouldn't be what it is today. It would be Mos Def, Talib Kweli. It would be all of the, you know what I mean? It would be conscious rap only. J. Cole, he's still doing great, but still, you get what I mean? But when you look at SoundCloud, which is not run by a record company, it's not run by any record execs, it's literally a platform that the community chooses and the fan base chooses who to promote. One of the largest, and you look at the successful artists on SoundCloud, it's Tekashi, it's Juice WRLD, rest in peace,
Organic.
Exactly. Having nothing to do with any non-black people involved in it. Jewish people, again, who are in the record business, that's just the industry. So they got their ear to the ground, they let it just happen organically, and they just give platform, make money off of it, and continue to defeated. So I think it's already. It's not that the facts aren't there to support the narrative that he's created, but it's missing the entire picture. It's purposefully ignoring the things that are uncomfortable to actually deal with.